Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Urmi, and in today's video I'll be giving some tips on how to pass the CFA level 2 exam when you don't have that much time left. So this video is specifically for anyone who's working full-time, who has other obligations in life, or for anyone who has been slacking all this time and has basically never opened the books. So I took the CFA level 2 exam in 2021, and I was initially supposed to take it in 2020. Then what happened is we had the pandemic and the exam just kept getting postponed. And the worst part was that the exam would get postponed like literally at the last minute. So I just kept revising and revising until I was like sick and tired of revising for the exam. And then when I gave the exam in 2021, I was just so happy and relieved that I gave it and I passed it on the first shot, because I just did not feel like revising the content anymore, because it was just so energy draining and tiring at some point. And so today I'll be sharing some tips for anyone who is taking the exam and has literally 2 to 3 months left and they want to increase the probability of passing the exams. So my first tip for anyone who's taking the exam is basically to see these topics breakdown. So what I mean by that is that when we enroll into the CFA program, we have basically the topics breakdown for like each topic. So we know like what equity weights, what ethics weights. So my suggestion is that if you don't have that much time left, to actually cover at least 70% of it by focusing on the topics that have the biggest weight. So what I mean by that is that, of course, if you are someone who doesn't have that much time and you only cover like, let's say 20 to 30% of it, it's probably the chances are that you're not going to pass the exam. And if you don't have that much time left, but you still want to like make sure that you can increase the probability of passing the exam, my suggestion is that if you cannot do 100% of it, then cover at least 70% of it. So so just focus on the topics that have the biggest weight and make sure to cover at least 70% of it. The second tip that I have for you is to basically do ethics as much as you can. So basically, we know that the CFA program is heavily focused on ethics. Ethics is something that we see in level 1, level 2, level 3, and is also very, very important if you work in the financial services industry. Now that I work in wealth management and I have to deal with like clients and stuff like that, I can see how ethics play a big role in my life, in my like work life. So my suggestion is that when you are doing ethics, like first of all, make sure to do ethics if you don't have time, and make sure to do ethics, a little bit of it every day. And why I say that is because ethics is such a like gray area. Like you can read the book and you feel like you have understood everything, but it's really not like that. Like when you start doing the problems, you actually start to realize how hard it is. And like it's not like either black or white. It's literally a gray area. And so my suggestion is that you have to practice ethics as much as you can. Don't read the explanation in the books. Just do the practice problem and read the explanation of those problems, but don't start reading ethics and what it means, because it's actually really, really hard to grasp the idea. The only way you can understand ethics is literally just through practice problems. Then the third tip that I have for you is to do the vignette style problems, because basically the level 2 exams is made in a different way from the level 1 exam, and you can see that a lot of the things are based on the little cases that you'll be reading, and then all the questions will be based on whatever you have just read. So it's very, very important that you read those vignette style problems, that you read the questions properly, and that you start highlighting key important factors. So when you are practicing, make sure to practice those vignette style problem as much as you can, and try to understand like how the questions are framed. Try to read the question properly. And often I also feel like when you're taking any exam for the CFA level, for the CFA program, it's really not about how much you prepare, but it's also understanding the question. So make sure to do those problems, the vignette style problems, as much as you can. Then the fourth tip that I have for you is to do the mocks. So ideally you want to do as many mocks as possible, but if you don't have time, then I would say try to do 4 to 6 mocks if you can. And when you are doing the mocks, my suggestion is that do the mocks from different sources and do not just focus on the mocks that the CFA Institute gives you. Now, I don't remember how many mocks they usually give. At least when I took the CFA level 2, I actually don't remember, but they might give you like 1 or 2, and that's really not enough for you to get a feel of the exam. My suggestion is to actually do or buy mocks from third-party approvers, so from third-party providers. Let's say like Fintree, IFT, or Mark Meldrum, or the one from Financial Help 123, and do the mocks from those sources as much as you can. And if you don't have time, then try to do at least 4 or 6 a month before the exam, and try to redo them after you have done them. Like, give yourself some time after doing the like on the first trial, and then redo them and see if you're doing the same mistakes, and also try to understand what your mistakes are, because at the end I think we'll learn much more from the mistakes rather than just getting the answers right on the first shot. So these are all of my tips that I have for you, for anyone who's taking the exam and doesn't really have that much time left. Try to cover 70% of it. Try to focus on the topics that have the biggest weight. Try to do 4 to 6 mocks, and try to do ethics as much as you can. So this is all I have for you today. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.